right. Well, we got about a little over half hour, and we're got a couple more stories, and we'll wrap it up.
All right.
So I hope Judge Akin has his hat on.
All right. Let me fire up the old Google machine. I'm ready.
All right.
Is that gum in your mouth, Donnie?
No.
You have a little crush on me?
No. Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to say right now.
You know, I've been watching you all year, Donnie. When you hit that shot to beat Fairfield and you were jumping up and down in your little Larry Bird short shorts and sweating like a jar of pickles in the hot sun. God, that was so hot.
Is this really happening?
This is happening. It's happening right now in my office.
Okay, awesome. So I'm totally in. How do you want to do it? Because I made sex before lots of ways. So you want to go straight to hand jobs or eating me out or taking me from behind?
I'll teach you.
I'm a virgin.
Did you bounce somebody?
Yeah.
Who had to go?
That would be Mike Canada.
What happened to him?
He in a jizz bag.
All right.
Been bothering everybody all night, and then he wants to come and attack me. Okay, bye. Sorry. I'm a bitch. And as a bitch, I will happily throw you the fuck out or block you on Facebook or block you on YouTube or whatever the fuck. I don't care. I'm a bitch. Add that to the list.
All right. All right. This is not far from home for you.
Okay.
An engaged Ohio teacher had sex with a 13-year-old female student from her school.
13. Ooh.
An Ohio teacher was sentenced on Wednesday to 3 years in prison for sexual battery after she pleaded guilty to having sex with a 13-year-old female student.
Okay.
Get ready to look this one up.
Fingers are on the keyboard.
Brooke Rosendale, that's Rosendale, Brooke Rosendale, was a fifth grade intervention specialist and a girls, here we go, it's always the phys ed teachers, girls volleyball and basketball coach at the Riverdale School in Ohio.
All right, I'm looking at Brooke Rosendale now.
Well, I won't give you a ruling yet.
Not yet. I'm going to go ahead. Give my bumper while I put her picture in the chat room.
All right. So let's see here. Where you at here? All right, here you go.
It's time for sentencing from Judge Akin.
All right. To continue. According to the arrest report obtained by People, Rosendale had sexual contact with the teen in January and February of 2017. The incidents did not happen on school grounds. According to the arrest report, Rosendale was not the girl's teacher, but they had met through the school's extracurricular programs.
Okay.
Rosendale, 27, was engaged to her long-term boyfriend when the incidences occurred. In March of 2017, the teen's parents reported the incidents to the school district, but the Hancock County Sheriff's Office launched a criminal probe. Rosendale resigned from her position. She has also relinquished her teaching certificate.
Okay.
Rosendale was initially charged with 3 counts of sexual battery a third-degree felony. Under a plea agreement on January 26th of 18, she was found guilty of one count of sexual battery. The other two counts were dropped.
So she pled down to one count.
Correct.
Okay.
After her release, Rosendale will register as a Tier 3 sex offender.
Okay.
And will no longer be able to work with children. She must also pay $225 in restitution to the family of this student. $225.
$25? What's that for? Condoms?
Well, it's a chick on chick.
Oh, chick on chick. What's that for? Physical?
I don't know. What's $225 going to do?
Doctor's appointment?
This was a 27-year-old female having sex with a 13-year-old girl.
And where'd they come up with $225? That seems like if you got a ruling, and we'll get to the ruling here in a little bit, but if you had a ruling of anything in court for $225, wouldn't you be like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
For 200 fucking bucks. What is that? Is the family that needy that they need the $200?
I don't know.
That's just poor.
In court on Wednesday, Rosendale.
What?
Chris, in court on Wednesday, Rosendale.
What, cried? I don't know.
No. What makes everything all better?
Oh, she apologized?
There you go, for her actions. The parents of the student appeared in court but opted not to make a statement to the court.
Okay.
I want to
apologize
to the family. Rosendale said in court, I know I hurt them and I
apologize.
Exactly. Rosendale's attorney, Peter Hellick, did not immediately return people's calls for comment, but he told the court that his client accepted responsibility for what she had done. He said she was remorseful for her actions because she got caught.
Mm-hmm.
The presiding judge seemed unmoved by Rosendale's
apology.
Hancock County Judge Reginald Rouston questioned whether Rosendale fully understand the gravity of her actions. He cited a letter that she had written to the court, which he had indicated that she minimized her responsibility and placed some of the blame on the student. You stepped across the line, a taboo that cannot be violated, Rouston told Rosendale. There, you cannot be have any sort of a relationship between teachers and student, and you betrayed a very important trust.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right,
what does this woman get?
Well, let's see. Based solely on the pictures,
yes,
she actually, in my world, she gets a little bit less time for girl on girl.
Uh-huh.
I like that. That's new. That's a new wrinkle. I'm for that.
Okay.
But she had to have traumatized the girl.
Yeah, she's 13.
And forget how it doesn't matter how old she is. Look at this girl. I'm talking about the trauma of having to have sex with this girl. She's not awful, but she's at best, fully made up a 6. And in reality, when you think about that she was the gym teacher, so she was probably sweaty and running around with a stupid fucking whistle around her neck and just looking like
she
this.
She had a whistle around her neck.
Of course, she was the gym. She was Beulah McGillicuddy from Porky's or whatever.
All right.
And she's not an attractive girl. She's a made-up 5, and a regular girl probably 4, maybe even 3.5. She's got a fucking Triple H nose, and her teeth look like she's ready for a fucking vampire party. You know, she's got fucked up teeth, big nose, And her only saving grace is that at least it wasn't a 13-year-old boy. So I'm going to sentence her to 10 years.
10 years?
She gets 10.
I think that's a big sentence from Judge Akin.
She gets 10 solid because she did damage. She has to do enough time that this kid can forget that she had to have sex with this fucking beast.
She's a beast now.
She's a beast, yes.
All right.
You don't think she's a beast?
Well, when I think of beast, I think of someone who's pretty hideous. I don't think she's hideous.
Well, I think her actions were hideous. She's a less than attractive woman that fucking tortured a kid. She's beastly.
It's okay.
10 solid.
Well, I think that's the most stiff sentence I think Judge Akin has ever handed down.
No, I offered for that old lady. I said that she should be executed. For that old ugly lady,
yeah.
She should have been executed.
Wow.
But I say 10 years for her. She can have a reprieve at the age of 37.
Right.
But at this age, 10 solid. That's my ruling.
All right. All right, fair enough.
Do we have another one?
No, that's the only one.
What?
Yeah, well, this week is the only one because we got to get to our favorite racism.
How can we have a week with only one teacher?
There is more teacher, but this one isn't for judging for hotness.
Oh, all right. Okay. Moving on. My ruling is final.
All right. All right. Since we're in the teacher mode, this is for those of you who have your N drives. Mm-hmm. Fire up those N drives.
All right.
Because you're going to need it.
Okay.
And this is not for judgment of hotness or not.
Okay. But it's a teacher, so I can judge anyway?
Yeah, you could judge if you want.
All right. I'll take a look at her and see if I want
No, there's no her involved. It's a male teacher.
Oh, then I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's a teacher, but it's
not
sorry,
this court does not evaluate men.
Right. All right. For those of you who have N drives, fire them up.
All right.
A Florida teacher has been suspended for using a racial slur, telling students to avoid dating black people.
Jesus. Wow. What? All right, go ahead.
A Florida middle school teacher who allegedly used the N-word.
What?
And advised students to avoid dating black boys.
Black boys?
Black boys.
Okay.
Has been suspended without pay for 10 days following the investigation.
Says sales manager Wendell Neely.
Duval County math teacher David Swinyar, Swinyar, was suspended without pay from the Kernan Middle School after the district found credible evidence that he had engaged in inappropriate communication with students, including telling students that they should not be dating all these different African American boys because they're not worth it.
Of course there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro.
The alleged accident happened in October of 2017.
All right.
If your boyfriend says bad things to you and or treats you wrong, that means he's acting like a nigger.
Oh, my God. He said that in school?
He did.
Oh, my God.
You all should not be dating all these different African American boys because they're not worth it.
Wow.
A math teacher who was suspended for 10 days for allegedly using a racial slur is appealing the district's decision and denies the incident even occurred.
You think while he's off, he could come over and teach me some math?
Right.
I mean, geez.
The board opted to bypass the first two disciplinary steps, a written and verbal warning, and moved ahead with a 10-day suspension due to the seriousness of the allegations.
Mm-hmm.
It was the teacher's first disciplinary incident, and a representative in the school district told Newsweek.
Wow.
The report, presented during a regularly scheduled board meeting, also found that Swinyer had called his students dumb and told them that they ended up in his class because they failed the Florida Standards Assessment and an aptitude test required it for the state.
God, you're in the dummy class and I'm the teacher.
Right. And you're dumb for dating black boys.
Yeah. Don't show us how dumb you are by dating the black boys.
Exactly. Swinyer, also accused of breaching professional standards by discussing his political affiliations in class, often expressed his support for President Donald Trump.
Oh, got to throw that in there.
Of course.
Yep.
When a student called a parent to complain about the remarks, Swinyer allegedly grabbed the phone from the student's hand to prevent the call.
Mm-hmm.
More than 24 students said they witnessed Swinyer's tangent. The complaint was forwarded to the Office of Equity and Inclusion, where it was then investigated.
Wow.
When confronted with the offensiveness of his alleged behavior, Swinyer apologized and said he never said that.
Well,
a lawyer for the teacher told the Florida Times-Union that her client completely denied the remarks and would be appealing the decision.
Yeah.
Reports of the teacher using racist epithets in the class are hardly rare. This week, another Florida teacher was removed from the classroom pending the investigation after a report found that she had been hosting a podcast that promoted white supremacy.
What, was she one of our guests?
Earlier this month, a teacher in Kentucky was suspended for referring to a student as a porch monkey.
Jesus.
According to a Fox affiliate, in January, a teacher was filmed shouting racial slurs and said that she was too educated to be racist.
And Neely says...
So there you are.
Wow. What is wrong with these how do they just get to the point where they just don't care anymore?
I think that's what it is.
You know, they just don't give a shit if they lose their job. I mean, you know you're getting fired if you ever utter these things. Don't you? I mean, don't you just know the minute that you start saying, don't date nigger boys? Don't you just know that is a fucking fast track to being fired?
Well, I think what it boils down to is that people get so steeped in their belief or ideology that they actually believe that everyone else thinks the same way.
But they don't have any sense of, you really can't say that in school?
I don't think so. I think they just sort of like gloss over that. Like, yeah, I think everybody probably thinks the same way I do, but I'm the only one brave enough to say it.
Do they have newspapers where these schools are? To see that that's clearly not what's going on in this country right now. Unbelievable, man.
Yep.
Wow.